is Kody's obsession with Christine? Here's Janelle in the preview for this week's episode telling him, like, I don't want to repair this relationship. And he just keeps bringing up Christine. And it's odd to me because he hasn't liked her for a long period of time. He admits that. He says he wasn't attracted to her. He wishes he'd never married her. All the sacrifices he'd made to love her. And I think part of it is because Christine's doing well. You know, Mary crossed him and then came groveling back. And I'm sorry, there's just no other way of saying it. And she's been there constantly. And he doesn't want her there. But it's sure convenient for him, you know, when he wants to look right, you know, she'll sit there and she'll kind of back him up or giggle when he was like, well, what do you think, Mary? She's like, oh, me? Oh, geez. And she'll go and she'll talk to Robin and tell Robin all these stuff. And I'm sure Robin, as we now know, and is now canonical, is that they all talk about each other. And he tried to deny that and tried to say that nobody should be doing that. But it's clear that's what happened. So Robin goes back and feels better because Mary has told her how she's tried so hard and everyone else sucks. And so that's real convenient. Christine, on the other hand, she left. And she seems great. You know, and he's like, oh, she's never going to find a good man. She's going to be failed. She's going to be miserable. She seems to be doing fine. And her relationship with Janelle is fine. And that's definitely a big part of this, is that she's still talking to Janelle, which is funny because when Janelle and Christine talk, Janelle acknowledges that Christine's relationship with Kody was not great, but she always says, but my relationship with Kody is fine. At least last season. Now that's starting to shift. But what's funny is he's so mad at Janelle, and Janelle was still ride and died for Kody. She's frustrated with some of his behaviors, but she was very much like, you know, my intimate relationship with Kody is fine. You know, the boys were upset about how much time he spent, but I was fine with that. Like all of that. And now he's genuinely at risk of losing Janelle, and he seems to be barely present in the conversation other than comparing and contrasting with Christine. And it's like, buddy, you're going to lose all your wives because you just can't get over this one. And I don't think it has anything to do with how much he loved her. Although I do think he's denying to himself how easy she made it. She made it incredibly easy. She arranged the holidays. I think she did a lot of the smoothing out of some of the relationships with the kids. And I think a lot of times with the wives, I think she was always quickly to be like the one to come in and be like, okay, everyone, like, let's big smiles. We can do this, you know, and some people that annoyed them, but Kody benefited from it. And she left and she seems just fine. She comes back in, she's smiling. He's like, I nearly died. And she's like, okay, I think we're being a little dramatic, you know, and how are you liking, you know, oh gosh, well, things are bad. And she's like, well, it's really your business. And, you know, oh, I love Utah. I'm having a great time with the kids. Like even McKelty, that he has a good relationship, won't cut off Christine. So as near as I can tell, Christine has not lost any relationship with any kids that she had ongoing. I don't know what her relationship is with Mary's child. We know her relationship with Robin's kids, but Robin's kids don't seem to have a relationship with anyone, which is very, very sad for them. And Robin's not doing them any favors by teaching them that they're outcasts, and it's going to perpetuate this same thing that Robin has, which is that she, even when people are nice to her, she insists that she's been an outcast and people treat her terribly. And I think we all know people like that who, you know, you're part of a group or maybe at work or something like that. And there's always someone who's like, no one likes me. And you're like, what? You know, we're friends. We're fine. Well, come out to meal with us. Oh, I know. No one wants me to be there. You know, just a real Eeyore. And after a while, you start going, okay, you don't think anyone's being nice to you? Then I guess we'll stop inviting you. Okay, you think everyone's these awful people? Then maybe I don't want to be with you. I mean, we've all seen that in our own lives. And I think Robin has a lot of that mentality that nobody but Kody likes her. And after a while, you start going, okay, well, maybe I'll stop making an effort because it's certainly not changing your mind. Like, I can only work so hard at making you cross stitches and inviting you out to meals to discuss things and apologizing to you on camera before I go, never mind. And how much are we now finding out is happening behind the scenes? Like when Janelle says something like, oh, I had a conversation with Robin where I thought I was just having a mutual conversation and sharing stuff. And apparently she turned around, ran back to Kody and framed it in such a manner that he threw it back in my face. Like, yeah, maybe I don't want to talk to you anymore. Anyway, this man is going to lose every one of his wives, 100% his fault. Okay, a little less with Mary. That's a little more complicated with Mary. Complicated. So don't come for me about how I'm being so mean to her. It's complicated. I can go into a whole video about that if you want. But he is losing Christine and Janelle 100% through his own unwillingness to have even basic conversations. And now Janelle's leaving and all he can do is talk about Christine. He's going to lose all his wives.